Yes, Narender, please take your seat. Tell about your education and hobbies and this about you.
Yes, sir.
5 minutes.
Yes, sir. Sir, I have. Sir, basically, I belong to Nagar, and from past few years, I am residing in Chandigarh. And sir, I have done engineering in computer science from Mohali only. And
which institution?
sir, it was Chandigarh Engineering College.
Sorry.
Chandigarh Engineering College.
Okay.
Sir. Yes, sir. And
Regional Engineering College.
Chandigarh Engineering College. Yes, sir.
Government.
Sir, no, it is a private.
Private. Okay.
Yes, sir. And sir, after that, I have been studying for the civil services exam, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Since how long you are preparing?
Sir, I am preparing for the exam since 2017, sir.
Sorry?
2017, sir.
17?
Yes, sir.
You have taken 5 years. First time you are qualifying? After
Yes, sir.
5 years?
Sir, I have been able to clear the preliminary examination before also, but this is the first time.
Any other exam you have appeared or only
yes,
this?
sir. Before that, I was appearing for the SSC examination, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Why you have taken history and you have left your computer? You have a science background. Why? What is the reason?
Yes, sir. The computer science subject is not in the list of subjects of the optional, sir.
Any other
Yes,
similar subject you
yes,
have
sir.
been opted?
Yes, sir. About that, sir, first I studied the general study subjects, and then gradually I found some interest in history, sir. And so I decided to pursue my interest in history and took it as the optional subject, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you like history? You love history?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, I do, sir.
Which part of the history you like?
Sir, I like the ancient part of the history the most, sir.
What about the Aryans? What is this controversial history? Their background?
Yes, sir. The controversy regarding the Aryans is regarding their origin as well as their decline, sir. Sir, the origin of the Aryans is debatable, as the imperialist historians, they considered that the Aryans had come out from the outside regions, and they basically.
Just excuse me. Do you not agree with this view? Aryans came from the outside. Do you not agree with this view?
Sir, are you agree or not? Or that's a
They have
controversy?
used the term imperialist historians.
Yes, sir.
But even our nationalist, so-called nationalist and Marxist historians, whatever you may prefer to call,
Yes, sir.
almost most of the historians are going to accept this view that Aryans were the outsiders and they have come from outside, and particularly from, and exclusively they are talking in terms of the Central Asia.
Yes, sir.
So what do you think? This is the wrong history, right history should be written again?
Sir, the idea was given by the imperial historians and the other branches of
So
historiography.
what's your view in this regard?
Sir, my view.
You agree with this view or not? Or
Yes, sir. I think that they came from outside India, but the
Sure.
manner of, sir, I cannot be sure, but I am just basing it on the findings that have been till now. And
Can you give the name of a single historian who has told and who has tried to establish that Aryans
from
were the
India.
inhabitants of India, Aryans were the aboriginals of India? Any historians, can you give the name?
Sir, exactly the name I am not remembering, but the freedom fighters, the sir extremists, which we call extremist leaders of the Congress.
Please give the name.
Sir, I'm not remembering, sir.
Tilak?
Bangada Tilak.
Sir, no. According to him, also they had come from somewhere near the Arctic region, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So you belong to a weaker section.
Yes, sir.
Do you think that this Varna Vyavastha created by Aryans, if that is created by Aryans, you explain?
Sir, the text of the Aryans are the Vedas, and in the
Which Ved? The first you got the
Yes,
this information about the Varna
Yes, sir.
Vyavastha.
Sir, in the 10th mandal of the Rig Ved, which was an interpolation.
Which sukt?
Sir, in the Purush Sukta, we find the information of the Varna for the first time, sir.
Then can you guess that this Varna system should have started from Rigvedic period only?
Sir, the Varna system as it was in the beginning, which was based on the occupation, that kind of division we can see throughout the history in most of the parts of the world. Some occupations...
that was by birth or
by occupation, sir.
By occupation.
Yes, sir.
You can give the example. There is any example in Veda where in a single family you can find out this 4 Varnas,
Coming from the same family, common
same family. Any example is given?
Yes, sir. There is an example in which a person tells that his
If
father...
you are sure, then use it. If you are not sure, then...
sir, I am not sure that it was in the Ved or
Then-
not. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Yes, I was
Okay.
not sure.
And this Shudra,
Yes, sir.
from where it has been originated and
Sir, the Shudras also were...
do you think that they were the local inhabitant of this country?
Sir, it can be inferred from the terminologies such as the dasas and the dasyus which have been used, in which the dasyus have...
Why they have called Das or Dasyu?
Sir, the modern interpretation of the words are that they must have been the slaves of the Aryans which were coming from the northwest, sir.
But I think that they were very rich people. That is why the Aryans have invaded
Yes, sir. In
the
the
local inhabitant of this country.
yes, sir.
And you are telling that they were slaves?
Sir, definitely they could have been prosperous before the invasion.
What was the concept of the Indra?
Yes, sir. He has been called as Purandar, that is the destroyer of the forts. From where the...
So, what do you mean by Purandar? What do you mean by... Is any economic status you are finding out?
Sir, on that lines, I have not really thought as much.
But as a history, so I think that is in your syllabus also.
Yes, sir. Sir,
It's a very simple.
I am unable to recall at this moment, sir.
Okay. Acha, what do you know about this Kisan Andolan?
Yes, sir.
Have you this concentrate on Kisan Andolan? Why it has been this, and why not the Mazdoor Andolan, agrarian Andolan only, and not Mazdoor Andolan? Why? What is the reason? Why only Kisan resentment?
Yes, sir.
Whenever you have seen the migrant workers, they came from these long distances, and so why? What is the reason?
Sir,
They have only awakening, the labor class, they have not awakening.
yes, sir. Sir, the Kisan Andolan was in opposition to the 3 acts which were introduced by the central government over agriculture, and the farmers from the North Indian states such as Haryana, Punjab and Western UP, where the MSP regime is quite prominent, and from there, from those areas, sir, the farmers were agitating for the removal, or you can say that they were asking the government to take those laws back, sir.
Any prominent this leader who is against the Varna Vyavastha and the first educator?
Sir, presently, sir.
No, past
the history,
time,
yes,
when
sir.
they have started against the caste system.
Sir, as far as I
Do you
can
think
recall-
that it was in favor of the India or against India? This caste system has destroyed Indian unity, or what do you think about the caste system?
Sir, definitely any sort of divisions among the people are going to make it easier for any foreign power to come and take advantage of that situation, sir.
But there is no any advantage of caste system.
Sir, advantages of the caste system? Sir, the disadvantages
More than
outweigh a lot in magnitude. The disadvantages are there more, sir, than the any advantages that there might be.
So you are a computer science engineer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Suppose you are a district collector of a remote district of backward class. How this your qualification you will implement in that district?
For the
It will be useful or you
sir,
can use this?
Sir, definitely the proficiency in technology is going to be helpful for in any field, sir, today, because we are heading towards.
But how you will implement this in a backward district where the people don't know about the computer?
Yes, sir.
Isn't it? So how you will?
Sir, I would have a better ability to decide upon, take decisions upon what scale of technology can be implemented at the present, which would be very easily be usable and understandable by the local people according to the levels of the education of that place, sir. And I would be able to get them the best infrastructure.
Who is the pioneer of this digitization in India?
Sir, I'm not sure about that, sir.
You don't know. You don't.
Sir,
Leader and technical person. Have you heard about Sam Pituda?
yes, sir, I have heard about Sam Pituda.
Have you heard about PG Korean?
Yes, sir.
Why? Why he is famous? Mr. Korean.
Sir, he is famous for the White Revolution.
And Green Revolution?
Sir, for that, so for the Green Revolution, I'm not recalling, but I have read that, sir.
And digitization, Sam Pituda. Have you heard about
Yes,
Sam
sir.
Pituda?
Yes,
Who is
sir.
Sam Pituda?
Sir, he was working with the government in the previous government, sir.
Which leader this implemented this policy?
Implementation.
Have you heard about his name? Do you remember or?
Sir, I'm not definite about the.
When computerization started, who were the...
Okay, sir.
Anyway, so let me ask a few things from you. Recently there had been news about India's achievement on import-export sector, foreign trade sector. So can you tell something about what are those news and how it brings best times to the country and all that? Are you aware of this news?
Sir, the news regarding.
Foreign trade of our country,
Yes, sir.
imports,
Yes, sir.
exports,
Yes, sir.
overall service exports.
Yes, sir.
So recently, till March 2022,
Yes, sir.
first time in our history of our nation, 400 billions of mercantile exports have taken place,
Yes, sir.
and 250 billions of service exports have taken place.
Yes, sir.
And there have been quantum jump in various these things. You can, if you do not know, have a look on those things. So a lot of, because of various stakeholders, consultations and all that, efforts by the various artisans, by the farmers, by the exporters, by the export promotion councils, by the various states initiatives. So we have been able to achieve 400 billions worth of mercantile exports in this year. This is first time ever which has happened in India.
Yes, sir.
This is despite, you see, COVID issues and all those, and quantum logistic problems all over.
You ask the question.
So now second question I would like to ask is, what is basically inflation? Are you aware of what is inflation? What are exact figures these days? How it impacts a common man?
Yes, sir. Inflation is, sir.
Yes.
Inflation is the price rise in percentages over the base year, and its effects on the population is that in a moderate amount it increases the demand in the economy, but above a certain limit it is harmful for the economy because it gets difficult for the people to buy their basic goods. And sir, depending upon the type of inflation, whether it is supply side or demand side, we can figure out whether the inflation has to be countered or is it good for the economy.
So only a few days back there was a news, perhaps 3-4 days back only.
Yes, sir.
So inflation is now 6.95%.
Yes, sir.
It has reached.
Yes, sir.
How it is checked? What is the index? What is the thermometer according to which we check it?
Sir, the inflation the inflation figures are released by the NSO and
CSO.
sir, the NSSO and CSO were merged a few years back, and it was made into NSO.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So these are seen with reference to consumer price index.
Yes, sir.
And consumer price index, what is the basic reason? Recently it has arisen, increased.
Yes, sir.
What do you think, what are the factors responsible for it?
So the major factor for the increase in prices currently is being said to be the global rise of the prices of fuel, and sir, also there are some mismatches in demand and supply of some essentials.
Now, does it have anything to do with the food inflation also? For a basket of currencies, as a family, they have to buy food items also, they have to pay. So, those things have also increased 6.95%.
Yes, sir, because everything is being transported through the use of fuel only. So any rise in fuel would lead to increase in the prices of any goods.
And there is another figure which has recently been released, is index of industrial production.
Yes, sir.
So it has come down drastically, which shows a sort of this thing. Be a little clear about, just like import and export figure, 400 billion, 250 billion, 6.95%, and all these things you can say. What do you think? What is a cryptocurrency?
Cryptocurrency is a digital currency which is based on the blockchain technology, and the blockchain technology is a decentralized ledger-based technology in which the currency is not managed by any central entity, and it is the transactions are recorded by everybody present on the network.
What is the view of government and RBI on cryptocurrency?
Sir, the government wants to bring out its own cryptocurrency, which would be better they will be able to regulate it better. And sir, they are in the 2022 budget. There is a provision for taxing the other cryptocurrencies, but it has been made clear by the finance ministry that does not mean that the other currencies are legal if they are being taxed. That is the stance of the government, sir.
Sir?
Yeah, just I want to ask one question, Narender.
Yes, sir.
Actually, you have just already finished your BTech and then you have switched over to history. So my point is, you are having a very thriving career in computer science.
Yes.
But whenever you have moved to UPSC, civil services, you have just changed your subject mercilessly. Why have you taken such a decision?
Sir, the subjects as far as in this exam are concerned, they look very interesting to me, sir. Even after reading them for some years now, and sir, definitely I found some better opportunities after consultation with my parents and some other relatives and other senior people.
Computer science.
Sir, definitely I found better scope in UP in the civil services.
And were you having some interest in history as well?
Yes, sir.
And you are having the natural interest in history.
Sir. Yes, sir.
So later you prefer to. You might have even offered this subject computer science. Why not?
Sir, in civil services.
Yeah.
So computers.
Science is not there.
Yes, sir.
But you can just matching
Similar
subject,
subject.
similar subject like physics,
Yes, sir.
mathematics, whatever.
Yes, sir. Sir, in general studies, I do give them a lot of attention, these subjects, and I read them with the full enthusiasm. But sir, history has lately I found more interesting,
So
sir.
my second one question is it not the wastage of resources and money? You have already spent, the government has spent such a large sum of money for you, for training you, and you are just going to use your talent for a job that is designed for a journalist.
Yes, sir.
So is it not the wastage of resources?
Sir, from my perspective and even from my parents' perspective, sir, learning, if anybody is getting to learn anything, sir, that is not any sort of wastage. As long as I am on the right track and in the right direction I am heading, sir, I think.
In what way you will use it?
Sir, I can use it implicitly in every aspect of my life, sir, and with increasing technology and.
For example,
Sir, we are seeing that lately we are heading towards the Internet of Things, in which everything, including the lights in the room, to every switch, sir, it will be digitally connected through circuits. And
as a district collector, how will you use it? How can you, what will be your specific contribution in this regard?
sir, for example, it can be used in the street lights, which will automatically get switched on, switched off.
You just lend some element of precision in your administration through computer. My second one question is, what difference you find between history and science?
Differences, sir?
Yeah.
Sir, in science, the knowledge is based on observations, and the theory is given based on those observations. Similarly, sir, that is in history also, that theories are given based on the evidences which are there. But the difference in both of them is that.
Can you define history? What is history?
Sir, history is taking out the elements of change and the constant elements and studying them and learning from them, and sir, that is what basically history for me is.
History is not a science.
History is definitely a science, sir. History, because the method of studying history is same as science. Only difference is that in history there can be many perspectives, and in science as we get a better.
No, I am not talking about science. I am talking about history.
Okay, Narendra. There are many famous person with the name Narendra.
Yes, sir.
But I would like to ask you about Indriya. Narendra is having Indriya. Indriya means senses.
Yes, sir.
What are senses?
Senses are anything which sir, they are we can say as the input devices of our body, sir.
What are the five senses?
The five senses are, sir, vision is one, and the ability to hear, and the sense of smell is
Okay,
there.
tell me, is there anything in this universe which is beyond these five senses?
Definitely, sir. There are dimensions such as of which interpretation cannot be done in the same way as our senses tell us, sir.
Okay, tell me that what are the limitation of senses, let's say in vision or auditory senses, what we cannot sense? Do you have any information about that?
Sir, our vision is restricted to the visible band of the light, and we cannot see the infrared, X-ray,
Okay,
etc.
fine.
Yes, sir.
You are also interested in science fiction movies.
Yes, sir.
Which is your favorite movie?
Sir, my favorite movie is The Martian, sir.
The Martian. Who was the director of that movie?
Sir, the director of that movie was Mr. Ridley Scott, sir.
Okay. Any other movie by the same director?
Sir, yes, the same director has directed Alien Covenant, and Sir G.I. Jane.
Tell me about Alan Turing.
Sir, Alan Turing was sir, a mathematician and a cryptographer who played a significant role in the Second World War.
Was there any movie on Alan Turing?
Yes, sir, the Imitation Game.
Imitation.
Yes,
You
sir.
have watched that.
Yes, sir.
It projects what kind of issues with Alan Turing?
Sir, the main issue in which the movie focused upon in the ending was that because Alan Turing was homosexual, sir, So he was rejected by his own government, and he was put on medicines which were having a detrimental effect on his mental and physical health, sir.
Tell me about pinhole camera. What is pinhole camera?
Sir, pinhole camera is a camera in which there is a dark box or room, we can say, and it has a pinhole through which the light enters, and it gets projected invertedly on the screen of the dark room, sir.
So, what is used to record in this pinhole camera? What kind of film is used?
Sir, different types of films can be used which are sensitive to light, such as
in pinhole camera film is used or not?
it can be used, but the projection can be on a normal plain wall also, and sir, it can be saved also through.
Okay, last question from my side. What is prasthantrayi?
Sir, I'm not sure about that, sir.
Have you heard about it?
I might have.
What books are included in prasthantrayi?
Sir, I have no idea. I cannot recall anything about that, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Sit. नरेंद्र, यू आर ए वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट, बट थोड़ा सा स्माइल करते रहिए और बोर्ड को चारों तरफ देखते रहिए.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है ना? एक ये तो पहला. दूसरा ये है कि अगर आपसे कोई पूछता है कि आपने बीटेक किया और फिर हिस्ट्री ले लिया, तो वाई, जैसे सर ने पूछा, तो आप क्या रिप्लाई होना चाहिए? आपको ये बोलना चाहिए कि लाइक एनी अदर ग्रेजुएशन, बीटेक इज आल्सो लाइक ग्रेजुएशन. 70% लोग जो हैं वो एक जमाने में था कि बीटेक को वेटेज देते थे. अब ऐसा नहीं है. अब तो जो वैल्यू बीटेक की है वही वैल्यू बीए की है. रादर देन बीए में आपको पता है मेरिट 100% जा रही डीयू में, और आपके तो 60-65% पे एडमिशन हो गया. तो ह्यूमैनिटीज जो है बहुत ऊपर जा रही है. तो जब भी कोई पूछे, ये पुराने टाइप के क्वेश्चन है, तो आपको एक तो वो रिप्लाई देना चाहिए.
अगर नेचुरल इंटरेस्ट भी बताता है, ठीक है, वो भी चलेगा.
वो
मतलब वो भी एक्चुअली एक क्वेश्चन ये आता है ना, जैसे ही इज फ्रॉम साइंस बैकग्राउंड, तो यू आर हैविंग द ऑप्शन इन साइंस.
सिविल सर्विस में 95% चेंज करना है. कोई वो
चेंज करते हैं
95%.
तो उसमें दो ही जवाब होता है, या तो सब्जेक्ट डिफिकल्ट है, वहाँ यूपीएससी में उसके लिए मतलब सुटेबल.
नॉर्मली अब कोई नहीं पूछता, पहले पूछते थे. जो आपको नया ट्रेंड
कहा सर कि ये सब्जेक्ट्स जो है ना, एक तो पहली बात तो कंप्यूटर साइंसेज वहाँ सब्जेक्ट ही नहीं है. सबसे बढ़िया जवाब इन्होंने ये दिया. सेकेंडली इसमें जो बहुत इन्हें वे ये कहा कि इस पर्टिकुलर सब्जेक्ट के कई ऐसे सब्जेक्ट्स हैं, जैसे फिजिक्स हुई, मैथमेटिक्स, ये बड़े नॉन स्कूल.
नहीं भाई, नहीं ले सकता वो फिजिक्स. कैसे ले सकता?
कंप्यूटर साइंस तो है ही नहीं, फिजिक्स मैथमेटिक्स
तो नहीं ले सकते.
फिजिक्स नहीं ले सकता, मैथ नहीं ले सकता, वो कुछ नहीं ले सकता है.
वही जवाब दे दिया ना उसने कि ये मैं ले नहीं सकता.
नहीं, बेस्ट आप ये बताइए कि इट इज जस्ट लाइक एनी अदर ग्रेजुएशन. ठीक है ना? आप देखते हो कि 70-80% लोग ये बीटेक कर रहे हैं, बट उस फील्ड में नहीं जा रहे हैं. Isn't it? अब मैं आपको और कुछ बताना चाहता हूं, बट मैं बताऊंगा नहीं कि क्या है उसका रीजन क्या है. ठीक है ना? तो वेरी गुड, मतलब स्माइलिंग, बट थोड़ा सा स्माइल करते रहिए.
और इंफॉर्मेशन बेस्ड तुम्हारा अच्छा है. यू हैव रिप्लाइड द क्वेश्चन द वेरी टैक्टफुल मैनर.
थोड़ा सा स्ट्रीट फोटोग्राफी जैसे लिखा, उसके बारे में भी कुछ कि कोई ये पूछ सकता है.
Actually, no one has asked him about his hobbies possibly.
साइंस फिक्शन पूछा डिटेल में.
साइंस फिक्शन
स्ट्रीट फोटोग्राफी इज अ वेरी यूनिक टाइप ऑफ.
यूनिक टाइप ना,
Very
उसके
unique
लिए
type
यू
of
शुड बी हैव यू
There's
आपके
some
पास
question है. हॉबीज तो आज प्रिपेयर
सोवनियर हो कि आपने ये
उसमें
किया.
आपको बहुत डिटेल में प्रिपरेशन
थोड़ा-
लगी.
थोड़ा सा
आपके पास
आपके
इतना टाइम नहीं है, किसी ने पकड़ा नहीं.
कहीं पे स्ट्रीट फोटो क्या है, व्हाट इज दिस अबाउट एंड व्हाट यू हैव डन.
Now, what is the rationale behind that? Are you prepared on that?
नहीं, मैं बता रहा हूँ कि इसका क्या मतलब है. ये जैसे मतलब कैजुअल टाइप के फोटो, जैसे वहां पानी पीते हुए बंदर को देखा, फोटो खींची.
Yeah.
उसने तोते को देखा, वो फोटो
You
खींची.
like it simply.
हाँ, तो आपके पास फोटोग्राफ है इसकी?
Yes, sir.
आपने कोई इसकी एग्जीबिशन लगाई है?
Sir, no exhibition, just for
Huh?
my personal.
कितना
fulfillment.
कलेक्शन है आपके पास में?
Sir, it would be around more than 100 photos.
तो आप क्या 24 घंटे कैमरा लेके घूमते रहते हैं?
Sir, that 100 photographs are over the years, sir. 7-8 years, sir.
मतलब स्ट्रीट का मतलब तो यही है कि आप
आप
हमेशा-
यूजिंग मोबाइल और प्रोफेशनल कैमरा फॉर दैट?
Sir,
क्या वो पूछ सकते हैं ना कि आप 24 घंटे कैमरा लेके घूमते रहते हैं?
नहीं, यूजिंग मोबाइल, आप मोबाइल से यूज करते हो?
No, sir, no.
तो कैमरा
कौन सा कैमरा यूज करते हैं?
और इसलिए थोड़ा सा फोटोग्राफी के ऊपर भी कोई पूछ सकता है कि किस टाइप का कैमरा होता है, क्या व्हाट आर दोज थिंग्स, थोड़ा
रेंज क्या है कैमरा की?
क्या होती है, कितने प्रकार के कैमरे होते हैं,
इस पे देख लेना, मतलब इस पे थोड़ा सा देख लीजिएगा, है ना। और बाकी मतलब वो जैसा सर ने बताया, सारा कुछ तुम में बहुत
बहुत बढ़िया, वेरी गुड।
एंड यू विल बी 100% सिलेक्टेड, आई एम टेलिंग यू। ठीक है ना, स्माइल करिए
और बहुत अच्छा रहे।
ओके, एंड वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड, योर बैकग्राउंड इज आल्सो वेरी गुड। ठीक है ना,
थोड़ा
शाबाश।
इकोनॉमिक्स रिलेटेड सवालों का कर लीजिएगा, जैसे ट्रेन
ना आते हो तो मना कर देना।
हाँ।
अगर आपको नहीं आता है, एक्सपोर्ट पे नहीं आता है, तो कोई बताने की जरूरत नहीं है। नहीं अगर आता है तो आप स्टेट
बहुत अच्छा आंसर दिया है, इन्फ्लेशन
नहीं,
के।
अदरवाइज अगर मतलब नहीं आता है तो कोई बताने। ठीक है, आई
ठीक
थिंक
है, हाँ, यस।
शेविंग करके जाइएगा उस दिन।
Yes, sir.
आज क्यों नहीं किए हैं शेविंग?
Sir, I use that electric trimmer, so इसका इतना ही रेंज होता
अच्छा।
है। Yes,
किया
sir.
है?
For more fine, I will go for a shave.
इस बार पकड़ नहीं पाए आप।
नहीं, पर वो दिखने में वो क्लीन शेव नहीं दिखता।
कलर उसका ही है। ठीक है, वेरी गुड,
ओके,
Very
थैंक यू।
बेस्ट ऑफ लक,
Thank you.
बेस्ट विशेस।